semen retention, body gains, and manifestations. Man, it ain't nothing like manifestations. That's what makes us the gods, the little bitty baby mini me gods. We can manifest, man. It is so fun when you figure that out. When you realize that, it is so fun. Like I said, my children, I've been teaching them about manifestation since they was babies. That was their first word. My daughter, the 14-year-old, her first word was manifestation, man. I mean, she said the daddies and the mamas and different things like that, but I'm saying the first big word that she learned and was proud of and can define and all that was manifestation. She knew what that word meant when she was 5 years old, man. You hear what I'm saying? So we instilled this in our children so much. We taught them everything that I'm talking about on these videos. I taught my children, you best believe I taught my children this first. And I'm always shocked. It never ceased to amaze me, man, on the manifestation power that the children have. I'm telling you, it's potent. It's potent like a baby rattlesnake. That's what make a baby rattlesnake more dangerous than an adult. Although a damn adult is dangerous too. The baby rattlesnake, it'll bite and just give all the venom, all of it. But the big one know how to give a little bit of it, enough. You hear what I'm saying? That's how the children is with their manifestations, man. I don't do the Christmas thing, the Christmas tree thing. I don't do the presents, the food, or anything like that. The Christmas day in my house is a regular day. But we be getting presents and eating food and all of that all throughout the year, though. You hear what I'm saying? And birthdays and stuff like that, even though I'm going to stop the birthdays because I feel that that's what makes us age also. We celebrate the birthdays and stuff like that. So Christmas, my children don't miss it. But this year, well, last year, the Christmas that just passed, Christmas 2023, you know, my children did something. They manifested a Christmas, man. Yes, right behind me and their mother's back. They manifested their own damn Christmas. They even got me an $800 bike, man. Now you thinking, how did these children manifest a damn Christmas? Well, they have their own journals and all of that and all of this stuff that I be telling y'all. They already know it, so they already do it. You hear what I'm saying? It's like I had to suffer to get it. I had to get my back bent. I had to get food poisoned and damn near died. You know I got food poisoned, man, and damn near died. But anyway, they know about all of this stuff. All of this stuff that I had to learn the hard way. I taught them. So they know how to manifest. They created them some manifestation books all the way in October, man. I didn't even know. But they told me because as I started seeing the results, I was like, hold on. Somebody done put something out there, right? So they started all the way in October, man, writing a list of everything they want, what they gonna do with it, why they need it, all of the stuff they needed to write. They wrote it. I didn't know anything about it. Their mother didn't know anything about it. And starting on my son's birthday, my twin boy's birthday, December 13th, People just started bringing us stuff. We got 3 remote control cars, 6 Barbies. We got Elmos. We got cakes and everything, man. And then this biker guy, this couple. It's a couple, but the guy, the husband, he ride mountain bikes and all of that. But he's about to go overseas, and he gave me this bike. As soon as I seen the bike, I was like, "Oh, that looked like an expensive bike." It's not all colorful and fancy and all of that. The real expensive stuff don't be looking all, colorful and fancy and stuff. It's like a regular bike, but as I looked it up, looked the price up, I was like, wow, this is an extremely good bike. And as all of this stuff is just flooding in, I'm talking about neighbors are knocking on our door, man, and just giving us stuff. So much stuff, so much stuff. You hear what I'm saying? Even got some more damn food stamps. Yeah, a lot of food stamps. I'm thinking like, I told my girl, hey, don't spend them, like just wait because we wasn't expecting this. You hear what I'm saying? So we ain't spent those yet, but we got them. We got them. And as all of this stuff is flooding in, I'm like, hey, somebody put something out there. And my daughters now, they looking all giggly and stuff, drinking they bobas, eating they danishes and stuff. Why? Because the lady at the pastry shop down the street, she gave us a gang of pastries and stuff for free and them some free bobas. They was walking by. Like, dang. So as they eating that and drinking and all of this stuff and giggling and stuff, I'm like, y'all did something, huh? And then they like, yeah, and show me the manifestation and everything that they wrote down and more is on there, man. Everything, well, it's on there, but everything that they wrote down, they've manifested. I'm like, wow, like they better than me. See, I'm happy that they better than me. I wonder why narcissistic parents don't feel like how I feel. How could you not feel like how I feel right now when I see that my children can manifest? I was like, thank you, God. Thank you. Because with this, with my children worshiping the Most High and knowing how to manifest, the possibilities are endless, man. The possibilities are endless. I am able to manifest my reality off the grid of my children's consciousness. And they can manifest, and they can manifest fast. And they love me, a genuine love, not no homie love or no thing like that. The real love. Just imagine the power in that, man. Just imagine I'm going to be like, what's his name? Peyton, the father, the Peyton father, a father of of some football players who got 3 sons. You hear what I'm saying? He could just sit back. He could watch his son on any channel. You know what I'm talking about. That's how I am. My children, all of them can manifest in their own way. And we all know how to put it together. We all know about manifesting off the grid of each other's consciousness, and we don't mind doing it because we're all going to benefit. Yes, my family manifests off the grid of their consciousness the success of my YouTube channel. and you see what happened in 3 months. Proof that what I'm saying is true. And I am proof that what the staff was saying was true. Who is the staff? Man, the staff is the first person that put me up on manifestations, man. The first time I even heard manifesting in my life, I was at Challenger Camp Resnick, Lancaster, California, man. I remember that. It was 1994. Now, leading up to this, I was in the camp. I was big bad guy, you know what I'm saying? I did push-ups and I worked out and I was hard and I fought and I was always going to the box. The box is like the hole, how the penitentiary have the hole, but it's the box, but it ain't as bad as the hole. But you still just have your underwears, your socks, your t-shirt. You have a mattress and a sheet and a blanket. That's the only thing you have in your room. A toilet and a sink, and then they bring you your food and all of that. You hear me? The same food that we eat is the same food that everybody in the camp eat. We don't eat the prison loaf and all of that type of stuff. It's the same camp food. So I was always going in and out of there, right? So one time I went up in there and they came, like three of them came, three staff came and they said, "Hey man, I'm gonna tell you something. We're gonna let you out, but if you get in trouble and have to come here anytime between now and when you getting out, you going to California Youth Authority." And you know, at that time, a lot of people didn't want to go to CYA. You know, if you up in camp, then you might as well stay up in camp and get out. You don't want to be having to go all the way back down to juvenile hall, going to court, then having to go all the way, to gladiator school. You didn't want to do that. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do good. They let me out, and all of a sudden, just like clockwork, a week later, I was back up in there. But this time, this dude, he ran up on me. You know what I'm saying? And actually, he hit me up. I didn't even get a chance to hit him back. I was so mad. I was screaming all the way to the box that it wasn't me. It wasn't me. 3 days later, because they usually give you 3 days in the box. 3 days later, I look out the window and I see him getting out, the staff coming to get him and other people whose time is up and they going back to their unit. And I say, "Hey, what about me?" And then the staff said, "Oh, you getting refiled on. You going to CYA. Remember we told you." And I was like, oh man. The reality all sunk in, man. It was over with. Now I'm finna go with the big boys. CYA is the baby pen. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really depressed, man. This one staff, this is the staff. He comes in my room like about 3 hours later after I got the bad news. He comes into my room and I'm feeling weird because he been looking at me ever since I've been in Resnick, the camp. He just always caught him looking at me and I thought he was like, like a weirdo or something like that. But he was like, "Hey, sit down, I want to talk to you." And I was like, all right. And I thought he was about to tell me the case and read my rights and all of that type of stuff, because that's what they do before they refile on you. But he was like, "Do you want the keys to get up out of here?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm thinking he about to give me some real keys." And I'm like, "Yeah, man, give me some keys. I mean, how am I going to get up out of here? I didn't even do nothing." And he was like, Just listen. So he said, I was in the military years ago, and when we used to go to Japan and all of this, different ports and like that, his recreation was scuba diving. So one time he was scuba diving, and then he seen this big giant clam and this big pearl. It was like supernaturally big and all of this and all of that. And then all of a sudden he went by it and was about to get it, and then it clamped down, and he was almost about to die, and then he had an outer body experience up in the water, and he learned a lot of stuff in this outer body experience. He said that it only lasted for like 2 minutes, but the outer body experience lasted for a long time. And then he got revived and all of that and all of that. And he's fit to tell me the keys to get up out of here. So I'm like, all right, man, whatever. So he was like, everything is the mind. And I'm like, yeah, you got to remember that I'm young. I'm like a teenager at this time. And he's like, all you have to do is just believe and you will be up out of here. He said that he went to other people, but nobody believed enough. He tried to give people the keys. God is my witness, and I pray that God, revealed that this is all true. I believe that if you're saying any bad dreams, if you telling lies about your dream, if you telling lies about your testimony, if you telling lies about anything that God did, then you can get cursed. Understand that I believe that when I'm saying these stories and stuff. So that's one thing besides a man's wife. This is one thing that I don't play with. A man's wife and false testimony and false dreams. So back to the story. And where was I at? He telling me all of this stuff, that everything is mind and nobody gets it and all of this. It seems like he's frustrated. So he said, they're going to come and get me. They're going to come and refollow me. It's in the works. It's a done deal. But I got the opportunity to get up out of there. And he said within these next days, because they have 16 days, they have 2 weeks. They have 2 weeks to come and get me to file this case. They can only hold me for a certain amount of time. And within this time, he want me to use my imagination to get up out of here. Picture myself out of here. And I'm like, how can I picture myself out of here when I'm in here? I mean, and he coaching me. He's like, can you picture an apple? And I'm like, yeah, an apple. He said, a red apple. I said, I could see a red apple. He said, a green apple. I said, I could see a green apple. He said, make it red on the left and make it green on the right. And I made that in my mind. And he said, then you already got it then. Everybody can't do what you just did. And, I'm taking it for granted. I'm really, thinking that this is awesome, some preacher type, philosophy type, I wasn't into this type of stuff. I wasn't even trying to hear it, but, I was desperate. So I'm listening now. I'm doing what he said. Then he said, you got a certain amount of time to do this, or you going to CYA, man. Your life is going to change if you go to CYA. And it's not going to be good, so do this. It's like he pleaded with me. And then he left. And then I was depressed for about 3 days. I was picturing myself in CYA. I was depressed. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I wake up and I had nightmares. I wake up so depressed, man. I wake up literally like, I don't know what damn time it was. It probably was like 12 in the morning, man. And I just be depressed all the way until the sun come up. You know, by the third day, I said, forget that. I'm about to do what he said do. So I laid back and then I just started daydreaming. I started imagining myself all of the stuff that was in my mind at first that I knew that was familiar, like all the memories of when I was young and the laughing ones and the crying ones. By the fifth day, I was I was laughing at these memories. I was crying when the bad memories come. I was literally in my bed daydreaming, looking in the sky, and tears was coming down my cheek. There was times where I have memories and then I get up and I just rejoice like, yeah, I forgot that I was in the box. I was free. I utilized the keys. I opened it up, man. And I was totally out the box. Once all of the memories by like the eighth day, I stopped with the familiar memories and I start creating thoughts of my own. I pictured myself in front of the whole camp giving a speech on how I apologize, how I'm going to change, how I'm going to get out after running my program, how I was going to finish high school. And then I used to daydream of it so much that I get up and then I just started giving the speech in my room. And it was like people, it was like if you was to be looking in my window, you would think that I was schizophrenic or something. But it was feeling so good. And it was like I was creating people. I created little Tommy. I created Enrique. All up at this time. You hear what I'm saying? I was creating my own entities in my damn mind, man. I was totally out of this world. I was in my own world. I was totally out of the damn matrix. And then one day, out of the blue, my door opened. And I didn't care why it damn opened. I was thinking about something so good because I was still in that, I was still so out the matrix for the first time in my life that I didn't know if they was coming to get me or what. The doors opened and it was him. It was that staff. And then he was like, come on. So we walking down the hall and then he get my stuff. I get dressed and all of that stuff. I put my old blankets in the old trash can thing. And then he signed some paperwork. And then we start walking. And instead of making a left to the main office where you would have to get processed, and 9 times out of 10, it was going to be some more Los Padrinos staff there to receive me. Instead of going that way, we start going back to the camp. And I didn't realize that we was going back to the camp. I don't know what I was thinking or whatever. I think I was going to get my personals so I could go get refiled on. And he said, "You've been praying, huh?" And then I was like, yeah, I've been praying, man, and I'm still happy, still in the zone. And then he was like, you don't know what's going on. And I was like, nah, what's going on? And when he said that, it's like I came back to reality. I came back to my regular self that I was always. And then I said, yeah, what's going on? We're going to the camp. And he said, yeah, you're about to, hey, this is, as I think about this is so unbelievable to me to even remember this. And this is wow. God is 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 unbelievable, man. Listen, he said, you going back to the camp. You're gonna do your time in the camp and you're not gonna get refiled on. And I said, why? Like, what happened? And he said, well, you've been up in there for 16 days. I'm like, yeah, that have been 16 days. And he said, you only was supposed to be up in there for 2 weeks. But when Mr. Smith, I still remember this staff's name. His name was Mr. Smith. He was real tall. He looked like Larry Bird. Mr. Smith, he was coming to read your rights and have you sign your paperwork and all of that. But his back gave out on him when he was coming to the unit to serve you your papers. And he's inside of the Lancaster hospital right now. And Miss Thomas, I still remember Miss Thomas. She was a sister with glasses on. She was kind of mean. She just went on vacation. Like 5 days ago, she went on vacation and she won't be back until like a week from now. And the only one that was left was this one named Mr. Friday. Now, Mr. Friday, everybody was afraid of him. He was this real little, he had to be like 5'4", 140 pounds. A real little African guy, right? But out of all of the staff, everybody was afraid of Mr. Friday because they said that Mr. Friday knew voodoo, right? Like it was like myths and stuff that Mr. Friday cursed this dude and cursed this guy and all of that type of stuff. He used to go around the camp, Mr. Friday. He refused to do it. He refused to do any of that. He said he don't even know why they even doing it. They can't see what's happening or something like that. And he refused to do it. So they had no other choice but to let me out. And you know what I did? I stood in front of that camp and I gave a speech. It became reality, man. Now, in about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks before that, I was about to get refiled on. It was a done deal. But you see, when you believe so much, when you really believe, and I'm not even talking about just like, oh, I believe. Yeah, I know I believe. No, I'm talking about a level of righteous schizophrenia. Look, I'm not talking about looking at hearing little green dudes. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about really believing so much that other people gonna think you crazy because you created a whole nother reality up in your head that ain't here yet. The only reason why it's like a schizophrenic is because you believe it so much, you could see it so much, you can damn near taste it and smell it, but yet it's not here. This is the secret of manifestation, man. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll be back with another video. And I always drop the manifestation videos. So it'll be a part 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, endless manifestations, because this is the main thing. This is why the semen retention, this is why the body gains. Manifesting, man, our reality, man. Peace.